DC46 Sadi the Mirror Man. Soul-touching and life-enhancing stories. Sadi the Mirror Man. Ofar was a famous diamond cutter. His name was known even in the farthest parts of the country. With a good name like that, you would think he was happy, but in reality, he actually was a very nervous and unhappy man. He had had many problems throughout his entire life, and when one problem had seemingly solved and gone, another one was waiting for him. Ofar had created the habit of worrying. He worried about everything. And because he did not know what to do with all these worries, he had recently started drinking, thinking that would solve his worries, but of course more arose. For not paying his bills at the tavern one night, the innkeeper told him in a firm way, and in a very decent way, that his presence was no longer appreciated. "If I allow you to continue this way, you will go down the drain. I will not have this on my conscience." With those words still in his ears, he went to his workshop and continued drinking there. Since the time he started drinking, he lost many of his valued customers, as he was rarely to be found at this workshop. Also, his excellent work started to fail, because drinking and worrying caused him to make a lot of mistakes in his job. One morning he woke up very thirsty. With a heavy head, he wanted to go back to sleep to hide away from his worries, but there was a diamond he had to work on that day. After washing himself and taking a good breakfast, Over put all his courage together to finish the job, as he needed money. Just as he started to cut the diamond, Over started daydreaming and worrying again, which was very dangerous, because the slightest mistake would ruin the entire diamond. Then something very strange started to happen. The diamond started to shine so bright from the inside that it even hurt his eyes. He had to blink and squint to keep looking at it, for he wanted to find out where this extreme light was coming from. With a big jerk he pulled his head back from looking at the diamond, when, from inside the diamond, a fountain of stars started rising up into the air, filling his entire workshop. Out of fear of the unknown, he started to pray, something he had not done for years. But then suddenly, between all these stars, mirrors, small and big ones, arose, traveling on light rays coming forth from the diamond. The mirrors were even to be seen through the entire workshop. Everywhere Over looked he saw mirrors and stars traveling in circles like planets do, turning around each other and around their own axis. The dance of all these stars and mirrors seemed to produce a sound which was very peaceful, calming Over, and his fear disappeared. One bigger-sized mirror suddenly started hovering in front of his face, and then a face started to appear in the mirror. He looked away for a moment and noticed that the face could be seen in all of the mirrors. The face became clearer and clearer, showing an elderly person with crystal bright eyes and a gentle smile on his face. Then the face started to move, and from his lips the words came, "Hello, Ofar. I am Sadi, the Mirror Man. I came to give you a personal mirror. I know that you have many worries and understand that you cannot solve them all by yourself. But with the help of this personal mirror you will solve many of your problems, and you will automatically worry less. I think," continued Sadi the Mirror Man, "I just came in time, because you almost made a wrong cut on the precious diamond, because your mind disappeared from being in the present moment, and you were just worrying again out of habit." Ofar stammered, Thank you," while kneeling on the ground. "I will go now, Ofar," said Sadi the Mirror Man. "Use your gift well." "But where will I find this gift, this mirror?" "Ofar," said Sadi, "do not look for your mirror. It will appear when you need it. Have faith. And then slowly the reflection of the gentle face and voice faded away. The mirror started to travel back on the light beams and disappeared into the stars, and the stars, like a fountain, traveled back into the diamond again. Ofar could hardly believe what had happened, but he felt happy because he was not thinking about his worries. After the excitement wore off, he sat back at his workbench and continued working on the precious diamond. While he was busy calculating the measurements and angles, getting his tools ready, he had already forgotten about Sadi, and worries entered back his mind. Without really thinking and concentrating, he started the cutting process and almost made a wrong move. He would have destroyed the valuable diamond and hurt himself, had it not been that just at that moment his mirror, with Sadi the Mirror Man inside, appeared, floating in mid-air right in front of his face. "Hi, Ofer. I think I just came in time. You were not concentrating on what you were doing. It is impossible to cut diamonds while you're thinking about your worries. Yours is a difficult and dangerous job, and you need all the strength inside of you to make a beautiful piece of art. Remember that when you shape the diamond properly, your customer will be satisfied, and he will reward you by giving you money and more diamonds to cut, and he will tell his friends, who will come to you for your skills. Then you will have less worries because money will come your way again. When your customers are satisfied, you do not need to argue with them, so again, you will have less worries." Ofar realized that Sadi spoke wise words. The mirror disappeared. Ofar began to work again with more pleasure, more love, and worries had almost no chance to enter his mind. Later that day he went to his small kitchen to prepare his meal, and while peeling the potatoes and carrots his mind started wandering off. And there, out of nowhere, the mirror was right in front of his eyes again. "Oh, Ofar," spoke Sadi, "keep your thoughts on the preparation of your meal. Smell, taste, and look at these wonderful creations of life. The food needs your respect, and with the same love as you prepare this food, it will nourish your body." And in a flash, the mirror was gone again. In the coming days, Sadi the Mirror Man was of a great help to Ofar because anywhere he went and any time he wandered off with his thoughts, Sadi the Mirror Man would appear. Any time Ofar had wanted to pick up his habit of drinking again, Sadi the Mirror Man had shown up, making him realize that this was not the solution. Ofar's concentration started to improve, and he started to enjoy all his daily chores, things he had to do anyway. He started to live moment by moment, and became aware of every moment of his life, and no strange thoughts, worries, daydreams, or wishes had the chance to enter his mind. Weeks went by. Ofar at times started to correct himself, and after the fact Sadi the Mirror Man would just appear and give him a smile of encouragement. As in the beginning days, Sadi the Mirror Man had showed up almost every 5 minutes, but now he showed up less and less, because Ofar himself started to have a better control over his mind. One day Ofar was on his way walking down to the village to deliver some merchandise to a new and fussy customer, when worries entered his mind, and there was Sadi again. "Oh, Ofar, just look around you at the beautiful gifts of nature." And as Ofar did what Sadi suggested, he saw the blue skies and he saw the different shades of green and listened to all the birds singing in the trees around him. Yes, Ofar, you almost missed this beautiful scene, for when you go off with your thoughts into worrying, drifting into the future or the past, you cannot enjoy where you are in this moment. "Thank you," said Ofar, but Sadi the Mirror Man had disappeared even before he had a chance to finish his sentence. That evening, Ofer was laying in bed. Worries were not on his mind, but he started to question. What do I need to do now, while I'm laying in my bed? I can daydream, have wishes, fantasies, I can look in the past, I can wander off into the future, but I could also start worrying. There Sadi the mirror man appeared again. Yes, Ofer, this is one of the most beautiful gifts we have in life. For when you are in the moment and you do not have anything special to do, you can let your thoughts go into being thankful for whatever you have in life. Everything is given to us. Did we not come without anything, or not going without anything? So everything that we received in life, the nice things and even the so-called not so nice things, are all gifts to be experienced. Even our own body is a gift. The people we meet, the jobs we have, the foods we eat, the things we see and touch. We are so busy in this world with these gifts that the time that we do not have anything really to do about is the most precious time, just to be thankful to the one who is the giver of all the gifts. So, said Ophir, any time I have nothing to do, I can just be thankful to the one who lets us experience all these gifts? Exactly, said Sadi. And Ophir, whenever you have problems, whenever worries come in your mind, I will appear and remind you from now on that everything is a gift. I will must go now, said Sadi, and for sure we will see each other again. That night, Ophir woke up, not worrying, but thinking about Sadi. When Sadi knows all my thoughts, knows exactly when to come when I worry, he must be the life giver itself, because only the life giver knows everything about everybody. From that moment on, Ofer started to be thankful to Sadi, visualizing him as he usually came in the mirror, and after a while he fell into a deep, deep sleep. What the story could bring us. When we live life fully in the moment, we are much more focused and efficient. The more our thoughts dwell into the past and future, we do not lose the moment, but also the efficiency and the focus. When we live our lives in the past and the future, we forget to live the present and actually forget to live and miss out on life. We ourselves can become our own guides to constantly bring us back into the moment. We can have even set up symbols to be our own guide that bring us back into the moment. However, when we set these symbols up, we must remember them symbols, otherwise we dwell again in the past or in the future. The symbol could be visualizing a mirror around you all the time, or tapping on your hips with your fingers, connecting fingers with each other, taking a deep breath by seeing the color white. So anytime we can remember these symbols, they can bring us back into the moment. Many people are also using meditation and prayer to bring themselves into the moment, and mostly this is done at a set time. But actually, they can be done all the time when your mind is in the moment and is not in demand for focusing on worldly pursuits.